in Canton at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, the Reality Check Tour with Kevin Hart. It's Thursday, May 18th. HOFvillage.com is the Hall of Fame Village's website. And they'll have tickets and info and all that stuff there. But if you want these tickets here, be caller 10 and they're yours. Good luck. 2 for Kevin Hart, May 18th in Canton. Might be right in your backyard. 216-578-1007 to win, or 800-348-1007.
Don't worry, spring is hiding just around the corner. And so is Poundcake.
Let me watch you poop.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
This is a band I might play on Saturday night. It's a German band. They're called, wait for it, We Butter the Bread with Butter. It's one of my favorite band names of all time. Saturday night, we're premiering our new metal show here on MMS. It's called 2 Hours to Midnight. It'll be every Saturday, starting at 10 o'clock. I'll be your host along with Corey Roddick and Pat Butler, and the three of us will be throwing together a melange, if you will, every week of stuff that we dig. We all our tastes are all a little bit different, so we're really going to kind of run the gamut on the show. We cannot podcast the show for obvious reasons, but I will post the playlist every week. There's a 2 Hours to Midnight Facebook page. There is an email. If you're a local band, you can submit me something. Please make it clean for air. And if I like it, I'll play it. If you just have a request, like something band you dig or something you want to hear, email is 2htm@wmms.com. But 2 Hours to Midnight will premiere this Saturday night. I'm putting the finishing touches on the playlist as we speak. Very excited about it. So that'll be Saturday night, 10 o'clock. I heard from a lot of people who are excited that there's going to be a metal show back on the Buzzard. 100 years ago, there was a metal show here way before my time. And so it'll be back this weekend. Cavaliers win last night in Miami on the Heat's home court. They do it 104-100. It's Jimmy Butler. That is Kevin Love, newly minted member of the Heat. They're off tonight, but they're staying in Miami, so they'll play the Heat tomorrow night at 8 o'clock here on MMS. And then they'll do back-to-back in Charlotte. They'll play the Hornets on Sunday and Tuesday. And then back home here against the Sixers on Wednesday night. But we're getting really close to the end of the season. April 9th is the last regular season game. So the Cavs are looking good. So that is tomorrow night on MMS. Listen, science marches on, and I certainly can't be upset about it, but it's these kinds of stories that just make me a little nervous. About, because listen, if you're a scientist, you're naturally curious, and you can't pass on investigating something or experimenting on something because of what might go wrong. But given the events of the past few years, it might give you pause. Scientists have revived a virus that spent about 50,000 years in permafrost. And this is the thing, too, between avian flu. We're going to look back at a time when the COVID-19 epidemic looked like child's play because climate change is warming things up. And so you're going to have all kinds of things like this emerging from melting ice. You're going to have what they call zoonotic viruses, things that jump from animals to humans. People are freaking out about bird flu. The coronavirus had like a 1% mortality rate. Bird flu, about half the people who get it die. There aren't a lot of people who get it, but it's got about a 50% mortality rate. And so these scientists in Siberian permafrost, this is the premise of numerous movies. This is The Thing. There was a Val Kilmer movie years ago called The Thaw. Did you ever see The Thaw?
Never saw The Thaw, but
boy.
The Thing is one of my favorite movies. And
it's fantastic.
It is terrifying to think that this could happen in real life. I'm sure it won't be the exact premise of The Thing, but if it was, that's spicy.
But also, I think that we assume that the word virus means something malign. What if there's an amazing virus that gets released from the permafrost.
Okay.
And we're like, holy cow, we're all growing little cherub wings on our back.
Or it makes you smarter and stronger.
Yep.
But when you orgasm, bees come out.
That is a trade-off that I would, well, bees come
Bees,
out.
bro.
I just got snipped. I can't be shooting bees into my wife. It just sounds downright rude.
It does.
I guess I'd have to pull out. I'd have to work on my pull-out game.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had a pull-out game because I've never needed it. I've always wrapped it up. You know, Dr. Ryan Berglund, speaking of which, I'm going to bring up this bee semen question to him tomorrow when he's here. Dr. Berglund will join us again tomorrow. He hasn't been here since September. He's a busy man. He's a surgical urologist at the Cleveland Clinic, Harvard educated, and he takes time out of his busy day to do a segment with us called Is It Red? If you're a longtime listener to the show, you've heard him many times. He'll take your calls, guys. If you have a question, maybe you can't listen live, you can certainly email it to me, and I'll bookmark it for him. But guys who have weird stuff going on down there, we've gotten numerous calls from women who go, hey, I don't want my husband/boyfriend to know.
That reminds me, I need to forward you a message that someone...
Please do. So we'll ask him your questions. We'll take your calls live. He'll join us in the 5 o'clock hour tomorrow for Is It Red with Dr. Ryan Berglund. I haven't seen him since my vasectomy. That was in November. So we'll pose the bee semen question to him and see what happens there. Maybe he'll have some thoughts on it, how that could present itself.
Bees! Bees! Bees in the car! Bees everywhere! God, they're huge! They're ripping my flesh off!
Bees.
Yep. So that'll be tomorrow. Also, actor Michael Rappaport will be in here. He's doing a show at the Cleveland Improv tomorrow. So he will join us in here. There's probably a 50-50 chance he'll make it, right? He's probably got other things he could be doing.
No, he's going to be here.
He's going to be here.
I just confirmed with the Improv. He's going to be here tomorrow.
So Michael
I'm
Rappaport.
excited about that.
I'm excited too. I've never met him. I've never
for a long time.
talked to him, and
he's done a lot of crazy. I mean, he's got an insane career. Great actor.
we'll see
Great
what he's
actor.
doing.
I don't know what his stand up is like, but I mean, True Romance, and he's got a bunch of great movies.
What's the one I'm thinking of? Higher Education, that John Singleton movie. I think he played a neo-Nazi or something in that. He was the school shooter in that movie, I think. But I just saw him in, for people who saw the last season of Only Murders in the Building, that Steve Martin short sitcom with Selena Gomez. Michael Rappaport's in that. So anyway, he'll be in here tomorrow. Chat with him. Next week on the show, Tom Bergeron will join me. Ice-T will be on the show. Talking about whatever. And then next Friday, of course, the big MMS St. Paddy's Day party at the Clevelander. Somebody here in-house this morning goes, hey, when are you going to get down there? Like noon? I go, no, homie, I'm down there at 10 a.m.
Okay.
That's when the broadcast starts. I'm not popping in at noon.
10 a.m. it is.
10 a.m. I mean, people can show up
Honestly,
whenever they want.
it's not a bad idea to get down here that early either, because that's when it's going to be a little bit cheaper to get an Uber.
I was going to say, it's going to be real expensive the longer you wait. People will be up at 6 a.m.
I'll probably Uber there and then take the RTA home.
Oh, no, I haven't taken the RTA. I can't take is the RTA the same as... Oh, never mind. I'm thinking about the Rapid. Never mind.
That is the RTA, yes.
Oh, well, then I haven't taken the bus ever, but I've taken the Rapid a couple times.
Awesome.
Do you know what RTA stands for?
Residential Transit Association.
Boy, he's close. 30%. Want to give it another go? RTA. You got the T right.
Okay. No, it's not. It's either residential or regional.
Take your pick. It wasn't residential, right?
Regional.
Okay, you're up to 60%.
Regional
transit.
Come on, you got this last one.
Uh,
Let me know when I can give him a clue.
No clue.
So it's not association. It's not automobile.
It's the Regional Transit Automobile.
Let me give him a clue. Can I give him a clue?
Yeah, go ahead.
Respect my.
Oh, authority. Authority.
I guess you got to get him where he lives, right?
Yeah.
You've got to hit him with the references he knows. The
I-
Regional Transit Authority.
Oh, yeah. I go RTA.
There you go.
Okay.
It's the largest transit agency in the state of Ohio.
I didn't even know that we had like our own little train system, subway system.
I've never taken a bus here. I have taken the Rapid one time
I didn't even know it existed.
in 13 years. I've never taken a bus. And I'm not averse to it. I mean, I grew up taking buses and trains and things like that, but here, I'm driving everywhere.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Do they even send a bus out to Bay Village?
You know what? They do for
Old people.
no.
They take them out of the city, but they don't let them come back in.
Oops, sorry. You got to get the number 5.
I see them. No, there's a CSU route that picks up students in the morning, and then I'm still here at work. I imagine when it would come back, but when in the morning I see there's a CSU RTA route that comes out there to pull students in and out.
What is the weather? It's still a few days out, so over a week out. So
For
it's hard
St.
to
Patty's
predict.
Day, yeah,
But
we're supposed
like what it says right now, 52.
we're supposed to get
52 's
like
good.
4 inches of snow tonight or something. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it says 52 degrees next Friday. That's not too shabby for a St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
That's pretty great.
Alan, you're such a Debbie Downer on the permafrost viruses. I don't know what to tell you.
What are you talking about? We said it could be a good
Downer. Yeah, it ain't gonna be, but it could be. Come on, man. It's like, no, it's all Debbie Downer. By the way, thank you very much. It's David Downer. All right, I'm a cis male. Permafrost covers a fifth of the northern hemisphere, and boy, is it going away. So, they're gonna. But again, scientists can't not investigate these things. So they're calling it a zombie virus because these things can live for tens of thousands of years. And so what they do is they'll test samples to see if the particles are still infectious. Just because it's alive doesn't necessarily mean it's still infectious. I got to give it up for the people who study these things. You think of like these outbreak movies where they get a rip in their suit. They're like, You're a virus hunter. These people are on the front lines, boy. These people are doing the work. There were Russians about a decade back who found like 30,000-year-old seeds and brought a flower back to life.
That's pretty cool.
Or they're bringing, what did they say a couple months ago? They're like, we're bringing back the woolly mammoth. Now, there's no reason to do that
None
other
at
than
all.
to see if you can do it. It's a real-life Jurassic Park.
I want it, though.
There's
I
no
wanna see a
practical
woolly mammoth.
application for a woolly mammoth. They're like, let's see if we can do it.
We can't have nice things. People are going to use it for evil.
Yeah, but if it means I get to see a woolly mammoth, I'm kind of okay with it.
You don't need to.
I need to. I need to see a woolly mammoth. I like woolly mammoths, all right? A furry elephant? Yeah, I want to see that.
Because
I want to see a furry elephant, man.
Because if that's the case, then they can literally bring people back from the dead. That's what you're saying.
That's a different situation.
How?
If they can resurrect a woolly mammoth, they can bring a person back from the dead?
If there's DNA, maybe not that
Yes,
person.
but it's not the same person.
This
You
would
can
be-
clone that person.
Yeah, we
You would
know
be-
that.
That's not Nazarene resurrection you're talking about. It's cloning.
Yeah, that's different.
They've been doing that for decades.
A person.
Not a person.
Well, not that we know of. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. I don't want to get to that point where it's like, yeah, it's a clone. So what? I miss my son or I miss my brother.
Why are we so persnickety about cloning people? Like, because everybody gets wrapped up in this sanctity of life thing, right? Because people
Dude,
are
you
all
don't find
neck
that
deep in
weird?
Of course it's weird, but people don't believe in the sanctity of life. They say they do, they don't. The way they treat people who are living, the way they treat people who aren't living, they don't
Bro,
care.
that's not okay.
Isn't
They
Barbara
don't care.
Streisand's dog like the third clone
Yes.
of that dog she's had?
So it's a rich people's thing, obviously, but all advancements of this ilk are rich people things.
Do you think if they if they cloned a human being and grew it, do you think that...
They're already making babies in labs. We're inching ever closer to the Matrix, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
But how do you know it's not already a thing and they just don't tell us?
I don't know
we
that.
don't know that. You could be a clone for all we know.
Oh,
Your mom could be on the tape.
Could you imagine I got the artificial. I just didn't get the intelligence. Like they didn't.
That's a different thing, idiot.
They have to give me intelligence. They have to give me some type of thing because I don't have like.
You're not a robot.
How would I know how to be a
You're
human?
not a cyborg. You're a clone of a human. That's not going to be artificial intelligence.
So it'd just be intelligence?
Yeah. I mean, it's just a human.
Okay.
It's just a
Shut
human.
up, Poundcake.
But I feel like they would have to insert some stuff into me.
Yeah,
Like,
well, they're
why?
going to have to insert it because that's how he would have liked it in real life. Cody version 0.1 would have liked that. They're going to have to insert some things into you, yes.
but what
How
if-
do you think cloning works?
But I'm just saying, I don't know if you have the exact. I don't know if it's a physical copy and all the mental stuff is there. I don't know. I'm not educated enough about it to know what.
Well,
the
it's
clone
not
is
going to
gonna
have
come
your
with.
memories and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Is it going to be gay?
Yes.
If you try
How do you
hard
know?
enough, if you pray hard enough, it will be. Well,
because your like that's part of your biology. All your biology would be the same.
You don't know that.
Well, here's the problem with, and it's not necessarily just religion, but the religious people come out of the woodwork. Clowning it's that.
Playing God.
We've been playing God for a long, long time.
What do you think?
The same people who are in favor of capital punishment, they're playing God too.
Is
Right-wingers who love putting people in the electric chair or, that's playing God too. But cloning people, if they do it with animals, they've done dogs and pigs and all that stuff, right? The reason that people don't freak out about that is because we're already eating those animals, so whatever. But cloning is nowhere near perfect. So they can have really heavy-duty genetic errors.
Mm-hmm.
They can be, die painfully. So they're like, yeah, we don't really want to do this in humans yet because you don't want to create people with serious genetic malformations because that would be awful.
Oh.
There's already actual living people with that kind of stuff. So, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't have somebody growing in a lab somewhere and, and they break out.
I just get to build me a man. Like off a Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
Make
Why
me
not do
man.
that? That's right.
Blonde hair and a tan.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So that could be something,
But did you think your clone would have your memories and stuff, Poundcake?
Yes, if it's cloning.
you've met.
That's not how.
How do you know? It hasn't been around enough to know.
Don't tell him how cloning works.
Little brought down because
If it has my exact brain.
he thought you were the.
But it doesn't have your experience.
Handyman.
But it has my brain. My inside my brain are all my memories. So if you duplicate this brain, the brain is formed different. Then my brain is different than everybody else's. So I'm gonna have different things in it. All my PTSD, all my trauma, like whatever is in
Pardon me?
I'm saying if I have like a dysfunction, like if I had a disability or something in my brain, you can't duplicate my brain without having that disability. Correct?
I don't know.
But acting
I'm
like
not. I'm not a
Wait.
neurologist.
But I'm not saying the disabilities and stuff. Like what the biological stuff is going to be the same. But you're going to. But you're not going to have the same memories. You're not going to know the same stuff that you know. We don't have that technology yet.
Okay.
They'd have to be able to copy your brain and insert it into these other, like the actual. I don't think that
I was
I
gonna say,
technology
imagine
will
you-
ever exist.
I imagine you would have to teach a clone like you would have to teach a child.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you could clone an adult Cody, but you'd have to teach it
oh, I have like
how to read.
30
like
years to
now,
make up.
you'd have to teach it what words are. You could send it to college and see what you get.
I don't want a clone because people would like my clone better, and they would befriend it just to spite me.
That's what he's worried about. That his friends would like the clone better. Well, that's a real concern. Something you've got to consider.
And it still
That
has
they're
to,
going to
Would
like
the
your clone more than you.
Would the clone have my bad eyesight and my psoriasis?
probably.
Well, I don't know about that.
I think it would.
I'm like, aha.
They could probably genetically edit that out, get that CRISPR thing going, and they could edit that out. They could
Photoshop
edit in. Hell yeah. They could edit in good eyesight. They could edit out psoriasis.
My receding hairline. He would be perfect. I would date this dude. Is that?
You always wanted to run into your own arms.
He still has to grow up. They don't have an incubation chamber that can make it into a 30-year-old version of you.
I'll wait 30 years for my perfect match, my perfect man. That's worth it. I waited 30 years already.
Could you imagine an old Poundcake dating his young clone?
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
His young clone would not be into it.
No.
That doesn't count as like incest or anything, does it?
I'm not into zaddies.
That's the ultimate incest.
It really is.
I'm like, it's myself. I'm
Ooh.
into myself. Technically, it
Careful.
might count as like masturbation.
Did they cut off the whole finger?
No, the one next to it.
I got to take a break. Hey, I'll have a, what for you? Ooh, Scream 6. You know, that premieres tomorrow? Scream 6? Bill Squire's seen it. Boy, he loved it. So I'll get you a couple of passes so that you